Belle, wake up. Come on.
Start with one of these words and make a question.
I'm gonna say
Read. Can you help her? Read her question. Go sit with her. Malachi, what are you writing? Let me see. Rita?
this is
Y
journey.
should be spelled W-H-Y. Can you erase that and rewrite Y? Okay. Good.
I wonder why they journeyed to and they
Even though they didn't fit? Good, write it down. Good. So instead of how many price, how much money? Good. Okay, so just erase that. Good job. Fit what? Fit in those shoes. Gotta fix that. If you're not done writing, just finish up. Jocelyn, read your question, please. Can you read a little louder, please?
Why did he try cooking them on if he knew they were not fit?
Okay, Demetrius.
How did he get his money?
So can you add one more part to that? How did he get his money to buy the shoes? Okay? Arvel. Hold on. Shh. Go ahead.
Why couldn't fit it?
Instead of say it, be specific. Why couldn't he fit in those shoes? Okay? Alyssa? In this class, you raise your hand. I'm obviously ignoring you because you're not raising your hand. Do just like everybody else. Thank you. I'll get you in a moment. Go ahead, Alyssa. How much money did Jeremy spend on those shoes? Yes. It's in your text. Go ahead.
Why is Jeremy not because why does he do it so nobody laughs at him at school?
Okay, Nina. Good, Dakota.
Why will he get them, but he knows they are too little? Where did he go when he left the bus stop? Who did he get the money to buy the shoes and
Okay, Riley?
I wonder when he walked in class, why did everyone laugh except Antonio?
Okay. What was your question? What word? There. You tell him I'm still there. That's a sight word, you gotta memorize it. Okay. You can keep doing that as I read. All right, great questions. Okay, your pencils can go down now. You will have time to write at the end, so just enjoy the story. Put the pencils down. All of you.
Okay.
Okay? At home a few days later, Grandma puts a new pair of snow boots in my closet and doesn't say a word about my 2 big feet shuffling around in my 2 small shoes. Sometimes shoes stretch, I say. Grandma gives me a hug. I check every day, but those shoes don't stretch. I have to wear my Mr. Alfre's to school instead. One day during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is taped up. Leave it at the ground. Just leave it on the ground. You don't even need it in your hand. One day during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is taped up, and his feet look smaller than mine. After school, I head to the park to think. Antonio is there, the only kid who didn't laugh at my Mr. Alfre shoes. We shoot baskets. A loose piece of tape on Antonio's shoe smacks the concrete every time he jumps. I think, I'm not going to do it. We leap off the swings. I'm not going to do it. We race from one end of the playground to the other. I'm not going to do it, I say. Do what? Antonio says, breathing hard. Grandma calls me for supper and invites Antonio over too. After supper, he spies my shoes. How come you don't wear them? Antonio asks. I shrug. My hands are sweaty. I can feel him wishing those shoes were his. That night, I am awake for a long time thinking about Antonio. When morning comes, I try my shoes on one last time. Before I can change my mind, the shoes are in my coat. Snow is beginning to fall as I run across the street to Antonio's apartment. I put the shoes in his front door. Let me reread that. I put the shoes in front of his door, push the doorbell, and run. At school, Antonio is smiling big in his brand new shoes. I feel happy when I look at his face, and mad when I look at my Mr. Alfre shoes. But later, when it's time for recess, something happens. Everywhere, there is snow. Leave your shoes in the hall and change into your boots, the teacher announces. Leave your shoes in the hall. It's then I remember what I have in my backpack. New boots. New black boots that no kid has ever worn before. Standing in line to go to recess, Antonio leans forward and says, thanks. I smile and give him a nudge. Like a little... Let's race. So now I'm going to give you, on time today, 15 minutes. Create at least 6 good text-dependent questions. Then on the extra paper, you can write a paragraph as to the life lesson that you learned from reading the text and why you think the author wrote the story.
If you like write all your 6 sentences, like can you write like 7?
Everyone will stay here today as well.
Nobody's gonna know where to go.